Point Break. This 1991 classic was an all-action thrill ride and went on to form the skeleton for many heist movies that we watch today.
Don't do it! Don't be stupid! Run! Why's it taking so long? Come on!
The director Kathryn Bigelow was quoted in 2009 as saying, "I love B-movies. There's a widely chaotic rawness to them, and they are not self-important." Whilst Bigelow may have started out with the intention of directing a raw Keanu Reeves and slightly more polished Patrick Swayze in a rather elementary B-movie heist flick on the ocean, after 77 days of shooting, the movie ended up as anything but. Who knew a movie about surfers moonlighting as bank robbers could lay testimony to life in the early 90s? Well, Patrick Swayze seemed to think so. He was quoted as saying, "It makes a statement about our society in the United States, of giving up on yourself and becoming part of the system rather than staying an individual. I would advise that no viewers turn to bank robbery just yet."
I think that's a little out of line.
Whoa, cool it, Roach. Don't you know who this is?
No, I don't know who this is.
This is Johnny Utah, the Ohio State Buckeyes All-Conference, remember?
Number 9, man. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
The action genre of the 90s didn't really dwell on character arcs. Stories were held together with detonations and the newfound movie glue of its time, CGI. Yet, Point Break does linger on the character's internal conflict, character's moral compass, and society's hurdles at the time. It is these emotional beats that escalate this movie to an all-time classic. Bigelow elaborated to The Guardian, "It's a little more complicated when your good guy, your hero, is seduced by the darkness inside him and your villain is no villain whatsoever. He's more of an anti-hero."
Sure you can. Who knows, you might like it. It's a killer rush.
Buddy, this is your fucking wake-up call, man. I am an FBI agent.
I know, man. Isn't it wild?
The studio were not as keen as Bigelow in hiring a then-rising star, Keanu Reeves, believing Johnny Depp, Val Kilmer, and Charlie Sheen had more star power. After much haggling, Bigelow put her foot down and secured her man.
That's my man.
While Swayze was already riding a wave of success from his recent hits Dirty Dancing and Ghost, he only had to fend off Michael Biehn to secure his role as Bodhi. Although many don't know, Swayze originally auditioned for the part of Johnny Utah. Incidentally, Johnny Utah was the original name for the film. However, the studio changed it up after realizing that this title had nothing to do with surfing. Point Break got the nod instead. This name didn't travel well to all continents. In Spain, for example, the movie was entitled Le Llaman Bodhi, meaning they call him Bodhi. Long before shooting Point Break, Patrick Swayze was not a stranger to skydiving, and would often skydive simply to scratch his adrenaline junkie itch. For insurance purposes, the studio persuaded Swayze to stop. Under the agreement, he could do one actual on-screen jump. Ever the free spirit, it said Swayze would sneak off during filming and skydive anyway. Ironically, Swayze did break 4 ribs whilst filming a surfing scene. Point Break, in my eyes, will always have one of the best on-foot chase scenes in movie history. The two protagonists at the height of the movie fence-hopping through the Californian suburbs. Yet it was not Swayze hidden behind the Ronald Reagan mask. Swayze was sadly away doing press for his previous smash hit Ghost. His stunt double, Scott Wilder, filmed these scenes in Swayze's absence. The film made $83.5 million worldwide, with a budget of $24 million. With Bigelow's feminine directorial touch coupled with 2 movie stars at the top of their game, the film doesn't disappoint on so many levels. A must-watch.